In the last episode, we finalized the environmental pillar with the emissions and the climate change indicator. Today, we are going to start the social pillar, which is as important as the environmental when we want to apply responsible sourcing in the field, and brings many practices that are already adopted by producers. Hey, I'm Nathana, and over the course of the next few videos, we will be discussing the actions that must be adopted by producers regarding the social pillar, following the reality of TVRT coffee partners in Brazil. We will begin with the health, well-being and safety indicator, basic and extremely important. The needs of works require actions from producers such as supplying drinking water, adequate canteens, bathrooms and erosion facilities for employees, along with access to first aid kits and training for adversities, in addition to child care and services for pregnant women working on the property. Let's analyze together. It's not new that labor is a fundamental aspect of operations. Even with mechanization, many farms still need labor, so people are more essential to the success of the business than many think. And in addition to qualifications, their health, well-being and safety should be the focus of our operations that really aim to be competitive. A safe and healthy environment can reinforce the bond of belonging and the pride of employees working on a property that cares about their well-being. Therefore, investment in this area is fundamental for employee satisfaction. After all, when the workers are satisfied with their work environment, they tend to be more motivated and focused on their activities, and usually finding less difficulties in carrying out their tasks. As a consequence, the employer, in our case the producers, obtains better use of the workforce. I mean, satisfaction, productivity and quality. One of the first aspects that we must mention, and which is essential, is the supply of drinking water to employees. Water is life, and as work in the field requires physical effort from workers, and the property is an open-air company, workers are exposed to the sun and heat. Therefore, it's essential to have drinking water so that they can hydrate and continue to perform their duties safely. Another action to be considered is a suitable place for workers to have their meals. The place must be clean, ventilated and away from chemical products storage. And it should have facilities such as stove and sink, so that everyone can enjoy a delicious and warm lunch. It's raw food that will recharge our energies. Another very important aspect is to provide adequate restrooms and places for workers to change clothes, wash their hands and sanitize themselves. This place must be clean and well maintained. When the work is in the fields, many producers provide chemical toilets that can be moved according to where the work is being done. However, we need to comment on reality, and therefore it's important to mention that many employees don't like to use such facilities. In other words, even if the producer invests in these types of improvements, workers prefer to maintain their culture of using the most central locations. This leads us to a reflection. Would it then be one essential requirement, or should it be adapted to the reality of each property? A very useful action is to keep a first aid kit always stocked in case someone is injured, and in the most serious case, also provide a means of transport to take them to the hospital. Bear in mind that some properties may be far from cities, which increases the importance of training in first aid and accident prevention with specialists. Such training is carried out to avoid, prevent, and provide employees with guidance in adverse situations. Prevention is always better than cure, right? Finally, it's worth mentioning one action that is law in Brazil. Young employees aged between 16 and 18 and women who are pregnant or nursing are prohibited from performing any type of job that exposes them to the risks, such as activities where chemicals are handled or that require a lot of physical effort. Ideally, there should always be a mutual relationship of respect and trust between producers and employees. And practices like this show that producers care about their works, making them feel like part of the business and increasingly committed to delivering results and growing together, thus generating a win-win situation. Respect for this indicator creates a reality where everyone wins together. These are basic rights that directly impact the productivity, happiness, and integrity of employees, producers, consumers. In the end, their benefits are not restricted into the gates of properties, but extend to society as a whole. If you enjoy it and you want to learn more about actions that ensure responsibly sourced, then click like and subscribe, so we will be notified when we post new content. And there is also the reaction podcast for today's video at the link in the description, which provides another perspective on the topic.